5 minutes and be respectful. And we'll
I'm Janet Wilson from Rural Frontier. I was unable to attend the Board of Health joint meeting and the Board of Supervisors meeting last Monday. I won't comment on the Board of Health meeting itself, other than to say the only adjective I could think of that had not been used was despicable. However, there are several action items I would like to suggest for moving forward. First, the supervisor should take public media training. When I took this class, the first thing instructors wanted us to remember was, if you're on camera, people are going to see you. Dan, you were wise to be out of the camera range. Bill, I was surprised with your response last week. Would a citizen ask if you approved of Carlton Salmon's approach to the Board of Health? Does not really mean you were 98% in agreement, or 50% in agreement, or 10% in agreement. Have you watched that video? Have any of you watched the video since that meeting?
I have not.
Did you watch it? Go back and watch yourself. Bill, you started with a smirk on your face, and as Carlton began his tirade against the Board of Health, by the time he has criticized, berated, and accused them of criminal wrongdoing, you were absolutely grinning. Dan, did you agree with Carlton's approach?
Not to the extent.
So if neither one of you, and I'm assuming that Kurt didn't totally agree either.
Oh, we got along great. So if
none of you agreed with his approach, why didn't one of you say, Madam Chairman, may we have a 2-minute recess? The Board of Supervisors could have taken their legal team into the hall to remind them that the Board of Health was not on trial for murder, but instead they were your neighbors, your constituents, and professionals donating their expertise for the health and safety of this county. Since you have worked with Carlton for years, you know his personality. You must be comfortable with him since you keep renewing your contract with his firm. Fair or not, the company you keep and support is a reflection on your character. Actions always speak louder than words. Do you guys have grandchildren? I know you do, Bill. Do you have grandchildren?
Yes.
Why don't you sit and watch that video with them and let your grandchildren tell you who is being the bully and who is standing up against the bully? The second action item would be to apologize to the Board of Health if you truly felt Mr. Salmons was out of line. An in-person apology would be the proper way to do this. A sincere letter to each member would be a poor second choice. Third, work to rectify the situation that brought about this whole disaster. Carlton stated that by law, the county taxpayers cannot pay the $15,000. That is not the same thing as wronged individuals do not deserve compensation. Tama County has insurance for when mistakes occur. Carlton was obviously protecting his insurance company, not Tama County residents. You as a board need to figure out how to set this right. Have taught AFL pay a portion, have the insurance pool pay a portion, set up a GoFundMe, or you pay the remainder. Do whatever it takes to fix this. Lastly, take an interpersonal communications course. Really listen. Don't be fiddling with your phones or looking at papers. When someone asks you in good faith to improve communication and cooperation and act with a little more kindness toward volunteers in the future, please respond. If you agree with them, say, of course, we all need to work together better. If you don't agree, just respond with point taken, or we hear what you're saying. No response at all is unacceptable. No response at all is unacceptable.
Yeah, you know how I feel.
Thank you. Thank you for a response.
Thank you.
Thank you time.
He's still with you, Laura? He's good. He's come back to you, Laura?
Yes.
You guys are okay.
Oh, sure.
Okay. And I think there was a place for signature.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, see that?
Maybe Bill's got that sheet. Is there a cover sheet on it?
I got two things.
We're all ready to sign.
Did you have a cover sheet on that? I thought it was on there.
I'm sorry, Richard.
That's okay. I'm in all right.
Lincoln.
I think there was a separate sheet on it.
Oh, okay.
I can have this and print another one.
Okay.
That's okay.
Richard Art from Dizer, Food Chair. Got a couple things. One concerning the Board of Health meeting. Did you guys think about talking to the county attorney before you talk to Carlton Sammons concerning this issue? I mean, I sat next to Brent at that meeting. I believe he has a different opinion, but of course I can't speak for him.
No, that's okay.
You're
So,
supposed to sign it because you're here.
I just
It's
feel
not
like
for us.
you should have
It's
maybe
for-
checked with
She
him,
knows that, right?
since it was an internal
All
issue,
of us not signing it.
instead of automatically calling in Carlton. And when, at the Board of Health, when Carlton was continually making comments on the minutes and agenda of the Board of Health, did anybody defend them and say that he should wait until the new website was up, whether or not the, all the info he wanted would have been on there? And if not done publicly, could somebody have privately told him that, that info that he requested, it was available. It would have been a huge amount of information. And of course, has the right to ask for it, so. Let's see. I mean, there was a lot of other issues, other county info that wasn't updated because of the new website coming up immediately, so. I think that's all I have for this portion.
Do you,
Yes?
can you read without those glasses? I mean, what do you? Oh, I see, how far your hand goes.
Actually, I can read it,
Oh.
but it's better with the glasses. This is just cheaters.
So you're.
I can see you just fine.
Okay.
No problem. No problem. So, and I can see screens far away, so, okay. And I will tell you, I will be gone the next 2 Mondays, so
Oh.
have fun.
Wow.
Thank you, Richard. Thank you. I try and be respectful.
You always are, Richard.
So we have a public comment signing sheet. Are you wanting everybody in the room to sign it?
I assume they're all signing it.
I just gave it to Bobby. He says he doesn't need to sign it because everybody knows who he is.
Then you better sign it.
So if that's the case, then we don't need to sign it because everybody knows who we are, right? I don't know, I'm just asking, how come one doesn't have to sign, the others all do?
Sign it, Bob.
You wanna sign it, Bobby?
There's more than one that don't sign it, and there's not a state code that says they have to sign it.
Take it off and,
Lord knows that.
take it off and go over it and.
So, I'm Karen Murdy. Is this like, I can talk about anything right now for this 15 minutes? Oh, 15 minutes, right? Okay, so I have some issues that I am bringing before you from public. I live too close to town. First off, Quickstar is watering their grass. For example, we would like to know who the plumbers were for those septic systems that were put in back when council was approving those, we'd like to know who those plumbers were. Third, we are getting suggestions that the RAG-BRAI people, 50,000, fill their big RVs, campers, reservoirs, tanks, and every other thing before they come into this one of 12 counties that currently is in severe drought condition. Now, I realize none of you three were here when Laurel and Gladbrook were put in. I realize that. However, many people watch the clouds come in from the west and then part and go south and go north. For a while, it did not affect North Tama County, but now they're in the most severe. And if you see some of the beans up there, well, it'll be interesting this week when we're supposed to have a 70% chance of half an inch of rain to see where that goes again. A lot of people feel, again, you're not responsible for this, that these big turbines are parting the clouds, messing them all up, dispersing the clouds, breaking them all, and sending them somewhere else. And far and wide, actually, some people believe. So we're in one of a dozen counties that are in severe drought. The whole county, according to this article, thank God it came out, it is for the rest of the year. The Powashik Water exec is suggesting that at night we collect water so that we have some water. I wish this would have been issued a year ago, as we've been watching this come in from the west. Farmers, people who go outside once in a while, have seen this coming in for 3 or 4 years. He is not predicting that it's going to go away at the end of this year. Now, the young people, counties, like to think that everything's just a cycle, quickly cycles, 6-month cycles. Well, if it's not broken up clear out west yet, it's probably not going to be broken up here anytime in the very near future. So, in lieu of the fact that we have a huge water shortage, even if it would rain a half an inch, we'd still have a huge water shortage. I want everybody to read the article that came in the paper. There's going to be a lot more on media this next 2 weeks about the drought. I would like for everybody to pay attention to the warnings. They're very specific in here. It came out a whole week ago online, the warnings. And still, there's going to be people, my neighbors just did a water slide over this past weekend. There goes all that water, which that is listed in here as not being allowed. So I don't know if citations are going to have to start coming, and that's going to be county citations. If Powashik Water is county. So you guys are going to have one more thing to deal with to save us from not having enough water, dehydration. It's going to be there's so much going on. But whatever you can do to save the population of Tama County and make our lives bearable, it's not going to be easy, but bearable would be a good thing. And swimming pools are listed in here. Any sort of water games, driveway washing, sidewalk washing, vehicle washing, industrial equipment, tractor washing, all of it. It's all listed in here as to stop doing it before it becomes a legal issue. So please stay on top of this. Make the suggestion to the RAG-BRAI committee that they do not come into Tama County to fill up. They can go down to Des Moines and fill up down there. I don't think they're in a drought watch yet. So thank you for your time, and whatever you guys can do, please do it. And again, I wish this would have been issued a year ago when we saw this all coming in. But it wasn't. So it's issued right now. Thank you.
I have 9:15. We'll start the public comment on agenda items only. Yell at your husband too much.
I brought just the pocket constitution. This morning I read the First Amendment, which talks about free speech. I won't read the whole thing, it's not that long, but the very final part is to petition the government for a redress of grievances. And so I read how you're changing the public open comments to only what you say that we can talk about. So you will decide what we can address. I sometimes wonder if you lay awake at night just trying to think of ways that you can curtail us, quiet us. Obviously, no one likes to be critiqued. I have criticism pointed their way. This is our only way for our local government to address it. I mean, I suppose I can send an email, a lengthy email that would take you 3 to 5 minutes to read with my areas of concern if I'm not able to address them here today. But I think even Helen Keller would be able to tell what this is all about, and I think it's tyranny.
I'm back.
I didn't need it.
I'm all right. So, just want to make a comment about your public comment changes. I saw something on email this morning saying state code says anytime you change the public comment or anything where the public wants to voice their opinion, you need to always go towards allowing more input, not less. And when you cut it down, that we can only discuss what you want us to discuss on the agenda, it's not right, Bill. And the reason I brought up my phone is Heather Neville said, "So done. Ask Bill and Dan to resign if they don't want to listen to the concerns of the public." This is our meeting to come and talk to you and voice our concerns. And if you won't allow us to have public comments, will you allow us to be on the agenda to speak to you?
For action items.
For action items. Okay. Thank you very much.
Jennifer Cloutier, with the proposal to revise public comment again and to remove the time for open topics, we just wonder, when would you like citizens to approach you with new issues that people are concerned about?
They have our emails and they have our phone numbers.
That's how you would like it. And would you take phone calls, or will you just let it go to voicemail?
It'll probably go to voicemail. Leave a message, I will return phone call.
What pushed you to wanna cut back the available public comment time?
The lawsuit.
If not all three of you want to listen, would any of you individually listen in person to concerns we have?
I would,
Thank you.
I'll listen. Possibly.
So we'd have to email you and tell you what we wanna talk about and then set up a time? That's how it would work?
I don't.
That's how it would work with you, Bill?
Mhm.
Thank you.
You found it? Good. I knew there was one.
We will sign that afterwards.
Yeah, you can do it when you take action.
Sorry about that.
No, that's okay. I can always get another one.
She told me she figured that you had it. She knew there was one. It's an age thing. You young whippersnappers have lost memory.
Yes, I have. You see my briefcase here?
No.
Yeah, I have it.
Okay, I have a question, guys. You don't wanna talk to us unless you're on the, what's the,
Agenda.
On the agenda. Is that correct?
You're gonna have public comment for agenda items only.
Okay, who decides what the agenda items are? Can I just say right now, I'd like for next week, the agenda to be talked about, whatever I wanna say.
You can ask for it to be put on, yes. But if it's not something we're gonna take an action on, it'll be taken off.
Okay, so I'd like to put on the agenda next week how the zoning committee and the adjustment committee hirees are coming along.
Fair enough. We're looking at it. He was going through it today.
Okay, but I can't talk to you about that unless it's on the agenda. Okay, so can we put that on, Laura, for next week?
It's up to those three to decide that.
They just told me that it was up to you.
Oh, okay.
Well, it'll be okay Friday.
Okay, is there anything else that we wanna put on the agenda for next week, people?
We're not going to sit there. The reason for this is you're bringing up the same thing all the time. Nancy.
No, it's
It's
not,
constantly.
nothing is different, there's different comments. There's different, everything that was mentioned today.
What are you doing to get the zoning positions filled? We hear that every week.
Well, what are you doing?
For a year now.
Kurt's looking at it.
Well,
We'll get together and we'll
That's what
figure
you
out
said
who
last
we
week.
want and appoint them.
I applied over a year ago and no one's contacted me yet.
We haven't contacted anybody yet.
we're going to.
Well, then why did you put out the application or the, yeah,
You have everyone's application, well, through them all.
what year are you gonna look through them all? I mean, if you don't get the right one, you don't wanna talk to us.
I've looked through them. Dan, have you looked through them?
Yeah, also.
And Kurt's looking through them. We'll get together
You
and
know,
decide
part
who
of
we want
being in the
to.
United States is free speech. It's free speech, we can say kinda what we want to say. Do you want us to say it in the letter to the editor? What do you want? We wanna be able to talk a little bit to you guys.
The lawsuit is really the problem I see here.
Why is that?
Well, we're not gonna talk about everything we wanna talk about, maybe. So because you had this lawsuit last week,
Right,
now we got.
We're done talking again.
We have to be careful
about you hiring a zoning person?
No, about this lawsuit right here. You had-
About freedom of speech, that is part of the lawsuit?
You've had freedom of speech for a year and a half.
Yeah.
So we've had freedom of speech for a year and a half. Does that mean that Communist China has already taken over and we just lost that in July of 2023? Is that what just happened? I personally would like to know if the zoning, sanitary, and the board of adjustments isn't conflicting with the Marshalltown request, Marshall County, request to combine everything. If that's not, if you're not, we don't get any closure from you guys or any answers from you guys. So my next open question is, are you stalling on filling those to combine with Marshalltown, put it all into one person's control and power? That's my open-ended question, which I don't expect any of you to answer, but I wanna put it out there because something's going on that you're not filling those boards. And there's been a lot of heavy pressure in the last month of June to combine those boards and move it all. And then there will be no power of the people, no say-so of the people. It'll be worse than it is right now with our gag order that we're getting right now. So just something to think about, something that we are thinking about, something that I want you to know that we are suspecting.
Good morning, Andrea Ford, Clutier. Walking in cold to this, but I guess my personal opinion is it's a little upsetting that people can't come in here and talk about their concerns. I understand the repetition, I get it. I've heard the word bullying several times. I don't think bullying back is the way to go, and it shows. I've seen a lot of people come in here not talking about this subject, talking about their road, other things. As a matter of fact, wasn't that long ago, I believe a gentleman came in and had a statement to make about his road or something on that line and said it didn't seem like he got much action unless he actually came in here. So I would beseech you to consider the entire public, regardless of who is on a lawsuit and who isn't. The entire public, as Bob has stated before, there's a whole lot of other people in the county besides the group that you have a grievance with and who has apparently brought a lawsuit. You need to consider the entire public shutting this hall down for everybody. In my opinion, it's not the way to go. Thank you.
Okay, I have 9:30, we'll start our Board of Supervisor meeting. Can I have a motion to approve the minutes from last week?
I'll make the motion to approve last week's minutes.
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded to approve last week's minutes, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Ben?
Morning.
Morning, Ben.
Morning.
Have a good Fourth?
Yeah. How about you?
Pretty good. Alright. So we kinda finished up on X Avenue, with the grading project we got going on there, did some ditch cleaning in that area as well. And while the guys are down there, we got a crossroad pipe that we're replacing on X, or 380th, that's near X Avenue down there. And then got shoulder and trucks out, and now they're working on E66, just to kind of get those, kind of show some of the spots that we sloughed off over the newly paved one, but got a few spots here and there that they're finishing up or sprucing up. Toledo Bridge, we're continuing to move forward. The abutments need to be, on the west side, needs to be poured, and then, once that's poured, gonna wait, and then beams can be placed, so. Getting closer, won't be done till, for Ragbri, but we'll be, at least closer, so. K Avenue, there's a windstream line, that'll need to be moved there, before they can remove the bridge, so, windstream will have to move that line. And then the bridge that our crew's doing on 2/30th, the beams are set, and they'll be working on placing the timber deck here, this week, so. And then after that, approach grading will be kind of, out of there, but, so that was, getting that done here. I think we started the middle of June and should be out by the middle of July if the weather gives us the time, but, and the shop meeting, went well last week. They're finishing up, and we'll be doing a walkthrough by the end of this month, with the architect, and kind of do a punch list with the contractor, with Garling. And then today we're meeting with the line to just kind of, since right now the old shop, power is fed to shed B through the old shop. Once we cut off that old shop, we'll have to, get a line out there, so we're getting that all kind of set up through them, so.
Okay, yeah. Did we hire somebody for that blade up there?
Yes, oh, I guess I forgot. Yep, and it'll be,
Who is he?
James Lucina. He worked for Supvs Construction, so he has a lot of equipment experience.
Where's he from?
From the Toledo area, so.
I know Lyle got in that habit too, but he changed stuff a lot. But for 25 years, we hired people from the area where stuff was.
Yeah.
So, cause it's just easier to
Yeah.
get there in snowstorms and
Yeah.
things. In my opinion, is we really need to get back to that.
Okay.
I know there was some people up there that didn't probably have his, experience per se,
Yeah.
but they had experience doing other things that would be just, I mean, yeah, we need to start doing that, in my opinion. This driving from, one winter, Lyle had somebody driving from Chelsea to Traer, and I know that was a part-time winter job, but, it just makes much more sense to hire people from that area.
Question?
Yep.
I believe there are two Jim Lucinas. Is this the one from south of Tama, down around where Dan lives? Or is he-
James.
James, okay, James.
Yep. I'm not, I know he lives in Toledo area.
I think it is. I think it's.
The one down about around you?
And I'm sorry, what was he hired for then?
The motor grader, position in Traer.
Got a question in the back there.
Yeah, our road is still very messed up. They said to do it time, and they said to give them up. And
What?
It's, right in front of my Austin, where they dug the ditch out and dug the road too narrow, and now they tried to fix it, but it's just washboarded, as far as drive on it. We want to take truck trailer on it.
What road, like,
It's
what
near
address?
30th and closer to, P, they put a new culvert in there. And they told you fixed and that would've been May, and I kinda sat back and waited, and I know if I didn't think I was right, but I'm, But I also don't want,
Okay,
I'm driving on that road,
okay.
thank you.
These gravel roads are getting
the heavy equipment on it to dig out the ditches, or what causes that, a specific situation?
Well, that was a little bit done before I was here, so I'm trying to be,
Do you know, Kurt?
I don't think the weather's helping much,
yeah,
but
with the, especially with the washboarding,
Yeah.
definitely the rains, or the lack of rain is not helping that situation, and, you know, every time when somebody slows down or stop, you know,
Right.
go braking and stuff like that.
that's definitely one thing I've noticed over I mean, people, myself included, tend to, when they either turn a corner or stop at a stop sign, go, it's with the foot feet, and that really makes a difference. You wouldn't think it would, but you just start a little one, and the next guy does it, and I mean, that has a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
It really does. Maybe the blade of the angle, maybe.
Yeah, and trying to get, I know,
I think once they start, maybe we could dig a little deeper, or not dig, blade it up a little bit, but
But in her
It's-
situation, what is specifically caused, what's the correlation between digging out the ditch and the road washboarding to being impassable?
I don't know, I
I
guess I don't know how that was done, cause
Yeah.
if,
Chances are,
Chances are-
they cleaned the ditches out
and then,
because the road was really wide, and they put that dirt on top of the road, and then they packed it down, but you can't, they narrowed it up, and some of them, to me, got too narrow. I mean, this equipment's getting bigger,
Yes.
you don't need a
Tractors.
narrower road, you need a wider road. But, you know, that's not where we're at, but that's caused a lot of problems. It'll take a couple of years for that road to kind of get back into shape.
yeah, it
Thank
takes,
you, Dan.
once you kinda take that ditch cleaning and put it on the road, it takes a little while for, you know, freeze thaw and all that sort of stuff get really worked out. You know, if you're gonna put clean material, then you probably have a little bit better deal, but then you got the dirt right there, so.
there's two reasons they do that too. A lot of times when they get too wide, there's no crown. So they put that dirt in there to try to make a crown. And not at this moment in time, but a lot of times it's wetter and it's just, but we need crown. And a lot of these
You
roads.
lose your crown, you get the potholes.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of flat roads. And it's multiple things. I mean, obviously the farm equipment's way bigger and heavier and, so, yeah, it's a battle. There's no blade guy out there that tries to have washboards, you know, it's just, they're doing their best. Maybe their attitude sometimes are not the best.
When I did that, and I just thought they said increase significant. And that's kind of why I brought it up today.
Okay.
Is that Levi's area? Am I in the right area?
320 by P.
P, like,
P as in Paul, so that,
Probably is.
I guess it's by O, more closer to O.
is that just east of town here?
Just be out of it.
Yeah. Then, I don't know.
It's more O.
I don't know if that,
Are you like closer to Toledo or Gladbrook?
Toledo, so
Oh,
it's out
okay.
by
I would think she said
Johnny
Boston, I just.
We're actually just north of the winery,
yeah, okay.
where the
Okay.
winery used to be.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter. Okay.
That'd be Justin.
I'm
That
sorry.
ditch over by back by Lloyd Chima's,
He has,
2177, 70th Street.
you're not one of the younger.
2174, 370th Street. The south ditch is full, and whenever you get rain, water runs down the middle of the road, the edge of the road. It really needs to be cleaned out. Hopefully we get that done this fall or this summer.
Okay.
And he told me it'd take time if you needed a place to dump it.
Okay.
It's just a short stretch, but it really needs to be taken care of. Thanks, Ben.
Thank you, Ben.
Alright, thanks.
Ben, I just wanted to comment too on your comment about filling positions. A lot of it probably depends on who you have apply.
Yeah.
So I would
Well,
assume.
I know there was guys up around there that were
That did apply,
qualified.
okay.
They were definitely qualified, and
Did they apply?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that does have something to do with it.
Yeah, I just didn't know if maybe he didn't have any of them.
Who's involved in the hiring process for these positions,
It would be myself and the road foreman, so.
road foreman? But if you don't know anybody, which you don't, then you're depending on your road foreman.
Well, I was just looking at the skill set.
Okay.
I guess maybe wasn't looking at, you know, the geographic map, you know, of things. That was more my trying to get the, I mean,
That makes sense.
yeah, so that's kind of where I was at.
All right, thank you.
It's just tough.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense not to be able to get there in the winter.
All right.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Ben.
man.
Thank you, Ben.
Oh, we don't have a topic here. Okay, 9:45, we've got appointment. Can I have a motion to approve claims?
I'll make that motion.
I will second it.
Been moved and seconded to approve claims, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried.
Let's figure right there.
See, I'm listening. Oh, no.
Laura.
Yep, and the claims totaled $227,226.28. Lots of twos in there.
2222.
Yeah, lots of twos.
Okay, next on the agenda is
You want my
the
card number? 22.
Is it?
homestead and military credit.
Okay, those were presented to you by the assessor, they do it yearly. So there's one list where they deleted homestead due to people selling the home, passing away, that kind of thing. The other one is people that they've added because they bought a home, built a home. And then there's a third list added this time that is for the 65 and older homestead credit that was new this year by legislation. So those three lists are what you have there to look at. And then they just like you to look at them and sign off on them if you think they look okay.
Okay. And I have a motion to approve the homestead military credit.
Yeah, I'll make that motion.
I'll second. Been moved and seconded to approve the military and homestead credits. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, 9:45, we have a tax reassignment debate.
Yep, just have, two derelict properties that were in Tama on East First Street. They've been on the county tax roll since 2014, you guys have owned them. After further research, we found them. One has back taxes with no interest or miscellaneous charges of $437. The other one has $1,217. They're just side-by-side lots in Tama. And I would offer, half the tax value on that with no interest or penalties on it to get them back on the tax roll.
Let's see this. You're willing to just pay half the tax, no interest.
Correct.
Is that correct?
Correct.
They've been on a certificate since 2014. They're county held right now.
It is, you said.
Yes, both of them.
I had spoke with Tama City Council and got all their special assessments and everything they want to lay, keep them back, so.
Like mowing them all.
Yep.
Okay.
There's no. Bless you.
Are you Chris?
Yeah.
First Street.
Yeah.
Where are these owners at? I mean,
Where they at?
I mean, I know they both live around here, but, I mean, why do they just let that stuff? It's crazy.
Yeah, it is. It's
It's crazy. But it's be nice to
get them back on the tax. Is the important thing. Right now, we're getting nothing.
That's right.
and they're two just empty lots.
Empty, yeah.
They're both empty lot.
Yep.
build McDonald's then?
Please don't.
Hey,
Burger King instead.
I like Burger King. I don't have a problem with it, guys.
No, I wouldn't either.
Okay, can I have a motion to approve the tax assignment?
I'll make the motion that we,
Yep, two
let
reserves.
Chris Smith have the reassignment of the tax abatement for half the taxes. No interest, no other penalties.
Ben, did you know how much half of them taxes are?
Yep, so certificate of 14.
I'll second.
Dash
I'm sorry.
0199,
Okay,
that one is $218.50.
okay,
Certificate 14 dash 0198, $608.50.
so half of those amounts are,
No, that is a half.
that is the half. So it'd be $827,
Correct.
does that sound right?
I interrupted, sorry.
That's okay,
I
no,
don't-
you seconded.
I'll
me.
second it,
Okay,
yep.
okay, thank you.
Okay,
Apologize for that.
all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Lucky, I'm in a good mood.
Motion
Right
carried.
here, we're in business. Thank you.
You got it, Chris. Thank you. Okay, we need to approve Wes Ray as an interim zoning administrator.
I'll make that motion that we approve Wes.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded to approve Wes Ray as an interim zoning administrator. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Remove suspension on parcel 13213780006 to a new owner. Is that,
So it's been on suspended taxes to a Materi Smith. There's now a Timothy Sawyer that owns it, so the suspension means removed. New owner,
You said Tim Sawyer.
yes, that's the current owner.
Were they suspended through the DHS or?
Terry was.
Okay, Terry was on DHS.
okay,
I guess I'll make that motion, that we remove the suspension.
I'll second that.
it's been moved and seconded to remove the suspension. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, sign a letter authorizing permission to deposit for the treasurer.
Busy day for you.
Meeting today.
Wow.
Yeah.
I gave you guys a copy of what.
Yes.
You have to propose.
Right here, yep.
That checks the Tama County Department.
Yeah.
We probably need at least two signed, right, one for you and one for.
Okay,
I'll start one.
okay, can I have a motion to approve treasurer signed?
So this is giving Amanda permission to transfer money, or checks to the new bank at Lincoln Savings Bank that we switched last
Yeah.
month, I think it was. They require her to have permission for you guys to deposit other departments' funds,
Yeah.
which is very common. I'm sorry?
Is there a reason why they changed banks?
I believe it was higher interest rate, it was quite a bit more interest we can make on our money there. I don't remember how much it was.
2.8%.
Yeah, 2.8% more. And she puts millions in there, so that's a lot of money.
So. Okay, can I have a motion to approve that?
I'll make motion.
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded for approving the sign, authorization to make deposits. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Okay. I'll sign that later. Okay, now it's, change public comment policy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Amanda.
Can I have a motion to approve the change of policy for comments?
I will make that motion with the change public comment policy.
I will second it. Been moved and seconded, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And if you want, I
Opposed?
can,
Nay.
here's one on her official letterhead.
Oh,
Okay.
She gave me.
are we, is that the same thing I have?
Yep.
There we go. We've got 4 copies of this.
How many more you
She
need?
didn't have extra.
We only need 2 copies, right?
Right.
This is an official one.
I can put one in the minutes. Can I ask a question? When was that all discussed? We never see you discuss anything. You always say you're going to do it the next week. And we never see anything brought up or discussed. You just come in, it's typed up, you pass it. When was this all discussed as a group?
She brought it, she actually came in quite some time ago.
She who? No, I'm
Treasurer.
talking about the public comment.
Oh,
Policy.
I was on the, we were signing the.
Yeah, oh, sorry. I didn't know you were back to that.
Yeah.
I mean, the public comment policy, when were you guys together where you said, I think we need to change this, let's discuss this, let's bring this up? When did that occur? Or how does it